can't I find me? There I am. Hiya Nikki, hiya Shirley, hiya Pauline. Hello lovely ladies, how are we this evening? I'm going to move my mouse because I don't want it to knock tonight's live off. And pop the chat out. Good evening lovely ladies, how are we this evening? I'm just sort of playing tonight, if that makes any sort of sense. I've got some bits and pieces out. I know what I want to do. I've got it in my head what I want to do. It's just sort of doing it. That makes any sort of sense. Hiya, Jan. Lovely to see you this week. Lovely to see all you last week as well. Oh, hello, lovely ladies. I hope everybody's having a lovely week and a start to a lovely weekend, hopefully. Hopefully everybody has a lovely weekend. Tonight I am making a scissors holder. I've got some various different things on my desk, so while I'm waiting on everybody to come in, I'm just gonna rabble on and let you know what I got around me. So I've got some like doilies that were gifted to me by the lovely Sarah. So I've got some tattered, what they call tattered lace, I believe is what that's called. So I've got some doilies around me. I've also just dug out a little bit of lace. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to use that at all. I do have some fabrics, like different ones and all that kind of malarkey. And then I've got some seam binding, which I think this was left over from that toiletry stand, which actually I've got to show you how that turned out, because last week I left you sort of wondering how it turned out. So I've got to show you. I'm going to go and get it now in a second. And I've cut out a mannequin just out of fabric. I just drew one side and sort of cut it right. I didn't have a stencil, but I'm sure you could find a stencil online if you wanted to do that sort of thing. And I've cut out a square. Now I don't know whether I'm going to use that fabric, but it's around me. And I've also got some gorgeous beads that Sarah gifted me when we did our swap, which I'm thinking of using, like some buttons and beads. And I love this one. This is a earring, but it has to be one of my favorite ones in the thing. But I do love everything in there. So I've got that, and I've got the sewing machine set up. Good evening, Christine, sweetheart. Give me a minute. I'm just going to go and get the toiletry pack. I won't be long. Just 2 seconds. Oh, my lovely husband said he'd grab it for me. Lovely beads, Colette. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. The lovely Christine? No, not lovely Christine. It's Christine saying it. Lovely Sarah gifted to me. Right, so bearing in mind now, I've just sort of started bulking everything up. So that is how it worked. And it does zip up. And it's got various toiletries in there. It's like shampoo bottles and all sorts. And it stands and it does exactly what it was supposed to do. And I even went back and I did the seam binding on the bottom, but I wanted to show you how it worked. It's quite heavy, mine, with all the bottles in there, but it does exactly what I said I wanted it to do. So that was last week. So if you haven't seen last week, I think I worked it over 2 lives. It was a handbag toiletry bag where you could make this into a gift bag. And the pattern for all that is all on last week, but I wanted to quickly show you what that looked like. Right, so a little scissors holder. Now I'm going to go with a little one because I did a back to basic challenge in the week, and I'm going to be doing a more, I don't want to say advanced, but it's going to be you sort of got your basic level of sewing and then you sort of begin to grow. So the next video is the begin to grow where I'm at, and there'll be a giveaway in that, just to let you all know. But however, so I'm going to make a little scissors holder, and I also want to make some sort of pin cushion, whether I want it to go on the wrist or whatever. And the lovely Sue won the Back to Basic giveaway because she commented underneath, and there she is. Hi Sue, sweetheart. So I'm gonna do a sewing machine, no, sewing scissors holder. So what I've got now, this is, I should tell you now, this is 7 inches by 6.5, roughly. That's sort of a rough idea. So what I'm going to do, I might not use this fabric, I might use something else, but we'll see how we go. Now, I don't know, because I just want it for this little scissors. So this, I think, will be a bit too big, because I am making it for the lovely Sue. So what I thought was to make it a bit smaller and do it so that it just covers the bottom. Right, spin this round. We're going to sew all this up. That's the fire alarm. There's no fire. There's no fire. Chris has got like not an inhaler. What would you call it? It's not an inhaler. It's like a vape thing. And when he does set it off, because he's right next door to the fire alarm when he forgets. But that's what set it off. So it might go off again. And if it does, then we'll have some handy, nice firemen turning up at the door. Oh my word. Good evening, Debbie, sweetheart. You've arrived just in time. Right. Right, I'm going to turn this, and I'm just going to make it. And the only reason I'm making it so small is because I want to do a bit of a key ring, and I think like a little charm. I think if I make it that big, it'll be perfect for putting a bigger scissors in, but it won't be perfect if I put a little one, and I just want to make it for the little one. So let's cut this down. Oh, you could make it up. Right, let me get my and I just want to cut it. You could not make that up. But like I say, if it goes off again, why am I using the small one? Let's use the big one. Okay. And I want to measure how deep that I want my scissors. Now I'm doing it at an angle because when the fabric sort of rolls over, it's going to be at an angle. So that is measuring about 2 inches. So if I do it about 2.5, I'm leaving myself a little bit of a gap. I'm going to be making something else as well to go with this, so I might use the smaller one. Now this one is 4 by 4, so again it gives me a little bit of a scope to work with. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it. Now I measure it on the side. The side we cut. No, this is the side we cut. And because I said 2.5, I'm just going to cut it at 2.5. I can't believe that band. Right. Okay. Now that should, yeah. So I'm going to fold it, and it's going to be a small one only because I want to make little things, and I'm doing it just because, like I say, it's back to basics, and it's for anybody, one of you sew by the TV. You don't want a big bulky thing sewing by the TV, so that's why I'm making it so small. Hiya, Divana. Hello, sweetheart. Right, so this should be 2 inches by 2 inches, but we'll see. It's 2.5 by 2. So the 2.5. And it's going to be a bit fiddly to sew. That's how small I want it to go. Because I just want it to fit over the blades. I don't want it any bigger than that. Right, now I'm deciding what type of fabric. Now I've got my measurement. Now I can use that fabric, and I want a different fabric for the outside. I think what I might do is use that for the inside and this for the out. Now this has got a bit of a small pattern to it. I want to decide what I want for the outside. So let's have a gander. Right. Now this is a nice piece, this lavender piece. I know I'm going right in the center. Let me see if there's one on the end. There it is. So I'm just going to pop that on top of there because that's the piece that we want. And I'm just going to cut. I'm actually going to be making different things as well to go with this. So it won't be just the scissors holder, it'll be other little bits and pieces to go with it, which I'll be making tonight. Right. And I'm just going to hand stitch that, hand cut it all there. Right, now let's get our pattern down. I adore your fabrics. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I must admit, I tend to go, when I'm picking fabrics, we'll use a smaller one, I tend to go for something that's either got a small print or something that's really pretty. And this does just that. Got a smaller print and it's pretty. This will be sort of wrapped around the outside. Okay, so I've now got my lavender. Right, I'm going to bring you down a little bit because I want to stitch this together. So I've got my outside and I've got that. So what I'm going to do is, where's my little scissors gone? So I'm just going to take the two fabrics. And it doesn't matter if it's, and that's tiny. Like I say, that's 2.5 inches, that's tiny, but it's got a lavender print on the outside. And it really does not matter if this is not where I want it to be, it's fine. Because that's exactly where I want it to go. But if I sew it now, I'm going to have a bit of problem doing the seam binding. And however, I did say I have done some seam binding. And it's only small. I'm going to sew seam binding to it. I'm going to put some padding though between the layers. And I'm going to make, like I say, there is something else I want to make tonight to go along with this. And it's just so you're in front of the TV, you don't want anything big and bulky. So you just want something that'll do just the right job without going overboard. Am I late to the party? What are you making? A scissors holder is the first thing I'm making. And the next thing I'll be making is something to go alongside it. So there'll be, I'm hoping to make 3 little projects tonight instead of just one big, huge one. Right, so I've got some padding now. So I could easily put pins in that as well. I am going to put some seam binding. Now, me and Mr. Seam Binding don't have ever such a lot of trouble. Because it doesn't behave like it wants to. I'm just going to cut these threads away. You won't see them, but they drive me absolutely berserk. Right. I don't know whether that'll be too big, whether that's just right. I think it'll be too big, so in which case I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Just by folding it in twice, and then I'm just gonna try tuck it in 3 times. There, it's a little bit smaller. Right, I'm going to take my pins. I'm just going to pop that in. Now I've rolled it once. It'll try and roll itself. Like I say, me and Mr. Seam Binding don't ever get on because it does never do as I want it to do. Do you know what I'm thinking? I might even use some lace instead of seam binding because I think that's too big. Right, let me see if I've got some pretty nice lace. What about some of this? Yes, this'll do it. I'm going to cut it there. Instead of using and I'm going to fold it in half and cut it again because I want this sort of a shell. I call it a shell. It's like a shell. I call it like a shell pattern because it waves in and out. Now, decide which side you want. Good evening, Ellen. How are we? Oh, bless you. Been one of those weeks? I'm going to take about that much off, I think. I remember our fire alarm last time it went off. And 6 firemen stood by the front door, knocking the door. And were like, your fire alarm's gone off. I was like, no, it hasn't. It had. We're just like, oh, well. I'm just going to fold, I think. I don't want anything too bulky. Yeah, that's perfect. And it stretches, which is really good as well. Let me fold it in half. I'm going to take some of the side off. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to put other things on there. What am I trying to say? I wanted to put other things on the... What's that to it? Oh, bingo. Might have just... I was going to use the other bit, but I think that's thin enough to go each side. Might use that bit. Right, let me move some fabrics. Because I'm going to sew this up. And like you say, I want to make other things tonight. It's not just going to be the scissors holder. So let's first sew this up. Now I have some pink cotton in my machine. I'm going to use a small zigzag. The only reason I'm doing that is because I think a straight stitch, especially because I'm doing the lace and it's pink thread, I wanted to show, but I want it to be, I want the machine to do all the work basically. I don't want to do too much work on it. If I'm making any sort of sense, if I'm rabbiting on, just let me know. all these stitches you will see right at the very end. And I've put also a quilter needle in my machine instead of an embroidery one. Okay, so we now have like a square cushion. I'm going to take my piece of lace, cut any sort of ends off first. I do apologise for that. Keep forgetting to knock it off on silent. I'm going to cut the corners at an angle because it'll make it better for me in the long run to go completely around it. Okay, that's good. Been one of those months. Oh, bless you, Ellen. Oh, sweetheart. Well, hopefully you can relax tonight. No, I don't know where the... Oh, I need the other piece. Where's my other piece? Let's pin this. Is this that I've used? Fold in half. Yeah. This is what I want. I'm going to fold it over. Like I said, I'm not making a huge big one. I just want to make a tiny little one because I want to make 3 little things instead of one big project tonight. And projects don't always have to come big. They can come tiny, like what I'm doing now. And I'm making sure on both ends. Did somebody say hello to Miss Paisley? Did I see her come in? Or was that my imagination? No, I did. Of course I did. Good evening, Miss Angie Paisley. How are we this evening? A bit fiddly, but I don't mind being a bit fiddly as long as it's in. But you should be. Okay. And then I'm going to flip. Where is that? Let me get a little clip. Now this is going to be really fiddly to sew. However, it will be a real good little project to do. Hi Claire, I'm fabulous. Oh, bless you. Glad you're fabulous. Oh. Leave myself enough to go on that edge. Right. Now let's sew this. Now I'm going to remember to tuck my corners in as I go along, which shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, it's only a 2.5 inch by 2 inch little project. I don't make them too small, you know. Oh, good evening, Miss Rianne. How are we this evening? And did I see the lovely Janet Carter joining us? Right, I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to do a little zigzag stitch, I think. If I miss the other side, it's fine because this is turning into a little scissors holder. So you're gonna see one side, not really gonna see the other. Keep going. Take my clips off as I go, so to make sure. I'm hoping I'm catching in the other side. If, like I say, if I'm not, then I'm not that entirely worried about it, because I've also used stretch lace, which means I can pull it into position. Come on. And, pull this pin out. And I got a sneaky feeling it has moved. Yeah, every week my clips get shorter and shorter and shorter. And do you know why that is? Because when I take them off, they end up pinning across the room. Always happens to me. Every week I find about a dozen on the floor. And then I just think, oh, the heck has it got on the floor? Now, some of it's caught the other side, some of it hasn't. So what stuff that hasn't, I'm just going to fold back over. And I'm just going to go over what hasn't caught. And like I say, because this is a small scissors holder, because it's only going over the small scissors, it's only going over the edge. And you're going to see one side, like I said, right at the very beginning. I'm going to re-chat now in a second, see if there's anybody wants to ask any questions I unanswered. Okay, so there's our little scissors holder, square at the moment, but it'll soon tune in to what we need. Thumbs up. God bless you. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Pauline. Thank you. Oh, hiya, Cash Crafts. Hiya, sweetheart. I didn't see you coming in. Oh, hi, my darling. I still want to do your teapot, your teacup, you know. And I think I'm going to do it in a video. I am going to link your video underneath. Cash Crafts. Oh, my days. She's a wonderful crafter. Those of you who are not subscribed, honestly, you amazing. She did a teacup, a paper teacup. Wow, I'm blown. And I was fortunate enough to win one of her giveaways once, and she did a die cut giveaway. It was really cool. Anyway, I haven't used them only because I'm like, oh, I don't want to use them. They're so nice. So that's the only reason. But however, she's a really good crafter, and I absolutely am in love watching her. She's so talented at paper crafting. Right, can you see what I've done? And now I'm going to create a little loop that'll come over. I might put a button there so it sort of brings over. So let me see what we have in my basket. Only a small basket, you know. Only a small one. I haven't been in here for ages. I haven't got a clue what is in here and what isn't. But let's have a look together, because I know there's, oh, now that would be really cool because it's thin. So I'll keep that to one side so we can find another one. Oh my word, Platt, you really need to tidy your laces, you know. It's like digging for treasure, yeah. Right, and that was a bit too thick. What I want. No, that would be pretty strong. Right, there's nothing that's jumping out at me, so I'm going to use the first thing I saw. Oh, no, I'm going to use the first thing I see. And I'm putting it all back like this. Please don't judge. I will sort it out, but not now. Bye, Christine. Thank you for coming in, sweetheart. Right, I'm going to get some ribbon. And we're going to sew real tiny buttons, so this loops over. It could loop over, yeah, loop over a button. So I'm going to make sure that my lavender is the right way before I sew it. So we go in for that. And I'm going to make a little dangle now to go on the bottom. So you'll have a dangle on the top and a dangle on the bottom. We put a pin. So I want to put a pin just there, like so. And then use this. Just going to cut that off. And I'm going to sew it just there. And I'm going to put, I found some of this gorgeous trim. Don't know if my machine will do it, but we're going to put, I might make even that loop a little bit shorter actually. So the button will go there. There. I'm going to sew that just there like so. There. Wish I could sew. Oh, sweetheart. I'm sure this is an easy little product. I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. Do you sew at all? Or do you not do it? Because some people never sew. Some people just stick to hand sewing. Some people just stay away from it. Me, this doesn't stay now. Oh yes, it is. Me, I've always been interested in sewing. I did a bit of cross stitch. I've done, oh God, goodness knows, but it's only this past year that I've really got to grips with my machine. So yeah, right, we've got our little loop there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend that over a little bit. And I'm going to fold or sew something onto it. Let me sew that quickly. See how I've just bent it over? I've cut it there. And if I bend it over, it makes this little loop stand up. It doesn't worry about this at the moment. Just because we can have our, we've got our little loop. Okay, so there's the little loop. I'm just going to cut this down. I am going to stick something to it though, and I don't quite know what yet, but I will stick something to it. Okay. Right, let me fold this again. So I'm going to go there. And I'm going to go there. Like I say, it's only little because this is little. And this will go through there and then onto a button that will be clasped there. So I have got a fusible pen, which means fusible pen, if those that don't know, fusible pen is something that comes out on a iron. And I'm just going to dart it there, and that's where my little button's going to go. So, buttons. I'm trying to think now. Where are my buttons? Where are my collection of buttons? I'm sure you could. Yes. Well, I had a grandmother who told me I was useless and couldn't be taught to crochet. I taught myself last year and not so useless as it turns out. Oh, well done, Rianne. I didn't know it was last year that you learned to crochet. You must be learning at the same time, because I learned to crochet last year. I think that's fab though. I have got tiny And who give me these? I'm going to pop one there. I'm going to do that on my machine just to show you how you can do it on your machine. And then I'm going to make something else alongside it. Oh, I love crocheting. I love crocheting, sweetheart. I'm with you. I do. I would... Yeah, the buttons are at my small collection of buttons. For those that don't know, I've only got a very small collection. I haven't got like jars upon jars and then like 2 drawers full and a ever-growing like vintage tin full. No, I haven't. What are you on about? Me? Buttons? I don't think so. Right, let me see. 13. I don't think so. It's not me. That's for sure. It must be like somebody else. I'm going to pop that between my foot. Now my foot is, let me show you. It's a little gap between the foot. So what you need to do is bring your needle down into the hole, first hole. Bring this out of the way. Down into the second hole. And if it goes down into the 2 holes without you moving your fabric, you know that you don't have to move your fabric or your button or your foot. You don't have to do anything. Now it's gone down on the 2 holes. That means it's done 1 on each. So now I need to count 9, which will have 9 stitches in each hole. And I've just done 1, that'll make 10. So if you've got 10 stitches in each hole, you know your button's safe. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to turn it right down because I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull it out and I'm going to just cut it here. Right, so I have my little button that is completely clasped in. For whatever reason, I'm left with, I'm going to switch it back to straight stitch and put the normal foot back in now in a minute. Just like to knot it, it's just the threads it is from where I've sewn it. Right, now we're going to sew this little thing together. So I'm going to do completely that. Now, if I wanted a tassel, which I think I might do actually, a nice tassel would be nice on the end. Oh, now what shall I use? Shall I use beads or shall I use, I think, oh, I don't know. Decisions. Let me see. I did want to add, because it's purple, I want to see if I can add, oh yes I can. Right, I'm going to take that off and I'm going to sew that in so that when it closes I'll have the earring beads. Right, I'm going to get my needles, bear with me 2 minutes, and like I say, I am going to be making something else in a second. It's going to be 3 little projects instead of 1 big one. Right, I'm going to push. I'm hand sewing this in, not machine sewing it. And it's just a small little, let me just cut those threads off. Those threads, can you see them? They're just from the lace, they are. Right, in and out. And then I'm going to go in the corner because I want it to dangle. And I'm going to grab my little dangle, which is the earring that Sarah gifted me. And I know she won't mind me using it on this. push through. Once I've got a couple of stitches in, it can stay where it is then. It'll behave itself. There. And because this is quite heavy, especially because I haven't put much load of fabric on there, I want to give it at least, it's got to be at least 6 stitches because of the weight of the earring. A Tussie Mussy scissor holder. Of course, Rian, of course. How did we manage before YouTube? Oh gosh. God knows. I don't know, you know. I don't know. I've got a clue how we managed before YouTube. I do know that when I was a child, I used to go to art club. But can you imagine if I had YouTube as a child? Oh my word, I'd never leave the house. Wouldn't want to go to school. What are you doing today, miss? Well, what it was, see, I was watching a video on how to do a teacup. So it won't be in today. Can you imagine? Yes. Right, and knot this now, and I want to knot it quite tight. I don't want it falling off. And this little project you can easily hand sew. So don't think I'm using a machine. You've got to use a machine. You haven't. I guarantee you don't have to use a machine to do this little project. 3 projects actually, because we're not just doing 1 tonight. We're going to go all out and do 3. So once I've tied it as much as I can with my needle, I like to part my thread and put a couple of double knots in. Double them over and over again, and one last time, and then we're going to put this together and go on with our second little project. Okay, so fold this over, and now I've got a little what do you call it, dandle at the bottom. Make sure my dandle is the right way that I want it to be, and I'm going to pop a clip in. Now I don't want to go in too much, because if I go in too much the scissors isn't going to fit, so I literally just want to sew on the edge and all the way down. I can sew all the way up, that's just depending on what you want to do. What I might do is do 2 different stitches so it looks a little bit differently, that's all. But again, I need to change my foot plait, that will always help. So I'm going to go back to straight stitch, and I'm going to begin stitching this little thing together. It would help if I had the thread in. The thread's gone missing. Right in there. Right, start again. No. And doing some in wrong. I think it's the where I got the position of the needle, that's all. and we do it again. And then clip this. Now I got it, and I can squeeze it up a little bit. And get to the end, and what I'm going to do is just make sure those beads aren't in my way, because I don't want it to snap. And I'm going to just do a straight stitch each side. Okay, so let me show you. This is our first little project all done. Like I say, projects don't have to be big all the time. They can be just little things that you would find useful. And if it's in like that, that comes over, and then it does go over the button, because then that would be a disaster if it didn't. So that is the little scissors holder with the little dandle. Thanks to Sarah. Oh, good night, Shirley. Thank you for coming in, sweetheart. Thank you for coming in. I know you lovely ladies been chatting amongst yourselves tonight. I do apologise. Thank you, sweetheart. I hope you're feeling better soon. Right, so that's our first little thing. Now, our second project is quite an easy one. Easy because you don't really have to do much to it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pin cushion. But because we're going little, and I'm just thinking of things that you would have by the side of your chair, you don't want anything too bulky. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get my small little... If I need that scissors, I'll undo it now in a second. Right, and I'm going to go 3 inches this time. And I'm hoping just tidy all these corners and little bits and pieces up. Thank you, Jan, for your comment. I did see it. Thank you, sweetheart. Right, so there's the first one. I'm going to do a stack of them. So I've got two materials. I've got the same fabric I've used, and I've got that fabric. I'm going to do a stack of pillows. That's what's going through my mind at the minute. So take this completely out, and because I think it really ties in well with the pinks, I'm picking up the pinks and the purples and all that jazz. I'm going to take my stencil, and I'm literally just going to cut it out by hand. There's one. So I need 6. That's what I need. Let's do another one of these. Have I got another small piece? I have. No, a small piece. This one. This will be the little pin cushion that you can have beside here. That's not quite 3 inches. Let me have a look. Right, so there's 2 there. I'm going to cut another one of those purple ones out. I'll straighten all the edges out in a second once I've done all. Okay. And like I say, straighten up the edges in a second. I'm going to bring back my purple fabric. move them out my way. Decide where I want my fabric to be. I think I'll have that. I'm going to use my what they called. What do they call this? Rotary cutter. I'm going to use the rotary cutter to make my cushion. Good evening, Fiona. And these would make perfect little gifts for your hand cutter. Move all that out of my way. Right, now I can tidy up where I want it to be. I got a song in my head and I cannot get it out. And if any of you have watched The Greatest Showman, it's This Is Me, and it keeps playing and playing and playing and playing in my head. And I did sing it for you because I'm not a good singer. So it's playing all the time in my head. Oh my days. Right. Just gonna straighten these all out and I'm gonna cut them all together that way. Shan't have, and even if I do, okay. And all I'm going to do now is make little cushions. So I'm going to take two. Now, bear in mind, I cut two from each of the fabrics, and I'm just going to switch them up with a bit of batten in between. So I might have one of them and one of them. And I'm going to do a bit of, instead of me doing seam binding, because I want to do a little bit of lace, I'm going to do it inside out. So I'm going to turn it on that side first. I'm going to cut it there. Then I'm going to do the other one. Turn that one side. That my way a second. They may sing, but all not all as well. I'm Scottish and I can only sing when I'm drunk. Oh, well, I sing all the time, even if I'm in the car. And sometimes I couldn't care what I sound like, as long as I'm, for that moment, having a good time. Don't even have to have a drink in me. Thumbs up for the lovely Claire. Oh, thank you, Fiona, sweetheart. Oh, thank you, ladies. That means a lot, you know. Sometimes I sit down and I think, no, nobody. I like earlier on, I was like, oh, should I do 3 like little projects, or should I just do one? And I'm debating, and I'm thinking. I even said it to Chris earlier. I was like, yeah, but 3 little projects, isn't that going to be boring? He went, no, Claire, not at all. So you give me the thumbs up. Just makes what I was thinking not even, not even worthwhile. So we're going to sew these up. I'm going to do straight stitch, and I've got the batten on the outside, and because this is like, you've got the, it could either go each side for this fabric, but you want your 2 pretty sides facing each other, and you batten on the outside, and I'm going to leave myself a gap. So I want to leave myself about that much of a gap, and I'm going to sew all the way around, leave my gap to turn it inside out. And like I say, it will be fitty. However, it'll be worth it. All I'm doing is straight stitching, and it doesn't matter if I'm going off and it's not straight. Like I said before, crafting is not perfect, and it doesn't matter to me. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake, and I'm sure that you've all seen me make mistakes on live. It doesn't matter, because crafting to me isn't perfect. Crafting to me is expressing sometimes how you're feeling, or it can be like something else. It can just be because you want to craft. It doesn't necessarily have to be about feelings, but it's never perfect. I'm going to cut these at a corner because it'll be nicer for when it's turned inside out, and then I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to go as close to my stitching as I can without going too close. Then it's going to cut it. Okay, so there's our first cushion. The second cushion is the same way. So while I'm stitching this, anybody doing any challenges? I am trying to catch up on everybody's videos. I can tell you, I don't know of any challenges, so if anybody knows of any, I'll shout them out so we all know. And I'll keep an eye on the comments to make sure that I don't miss the challenges neither. But I can tell you, I have been watching you guys this week, and a couple of things I've been watching. The first thing was I watched the lovely Sue, who is in chat tonight. She's little Sue, crafty beginner, and she made her beach themed pocket letter, which was a swap and our group this month, and the swap was hosted by one of our lovely members, Miss Janet Carter, who I've seen in the chat too. And Sue made her pocket letter. She actually not only showed her pocket letter, but she showed the process of doing it, which was really, really cool. And like 10 minutes to the end. So I don't know how it ends at the minute. All I do know is that she made some gorgeous little small little beach houses. Oh my word, they are so super cute. That was the first video. That springs to mind. The second video, like I said at the beginning, was Cash Crafts, and it was, I don't think it's something that she did this week. However, it's something that sort of, you know, when videos pop up, this video happened to pop up, and it was a video. Now, Cash Craft is an amazing paper crafter. She's got an amazing room, and she is so inspiring. I've even nagged my husband for a room like yours, sweetheart, because I think it's so laid out, and she doesn't hide who she is, who she wants to pretend to be, or what she struggles with. And I quite like that because it gives me sort of an insight on what type of craft I'm watching. Does that make any sort of sense? So Cash Crafts anyway did a video on how she made a teacup out of paper, and I really, really, really want to do a video on it, which I will be doing soon. So that was another video that sprung to mind. The other one was Miss Paisley. She did a video on things that she'd bought, and she's doing like I think she'll correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but she's doing like a journal series of videos about how to make a journal. It's her first ever journal, and she's doing a series video, and she showed the different books where she's getting her inspiration so far, what kind of things she's been making. So that's another good one to watch. What am I making? I am making a pincushion. Hi Dawn, sweetheart, by the way, I did see you come in. but I was busy yakking away, busy crafting away that I didn't say hello straight away. So my apologies for that. Remind me of the closing date. I'll sew that up now. The closing date was this Sunday. However, don't worry, Miss Rian. Don't worry, because I know where you are, sort of thing. Not going to run off, and don't panic. Now my little pin cushion has gone to a bit of a pot, so I'm just going to sew this up as is. So those are my sort of 3. I also did watch Scottish Craft. I'm trying to think of her name now. Sam. I watched Sam, and she did a. Trying to think, what did she do? What is it called? She did something to go in a journal, and I can't think what it was called. I can see it, but can't think of what it's called. That's a really good video, and that's recent. So that'll be on her videos. When you go on her channel, you'll see it pop up. That was it. It was like a flip up, and I think me and Angie did a live once, and we made a notebook. But Sam had made this to go in a journal, and it was so clever how she had done it that I had commented underneath how clever she had actually done it to be. I need to deliver it. I know, don't worry about it, honestly. I know where you are. You're not going to run away. Oh, right, this isn't going to plan because I had hoped by me turning it inside out, I wouldn't have to sew it around the edges. So those are the videos that I've sort of watched this week, and like I say, she's called the Scottish Crafter. Her name is Sam. She was really good this week. Not really good this week, but a video that sprung to mind. So yeah, I've been really enjoying catching up on videos and just sitting there and watching them, because sometimes life just gets in the way and you really want to sort of see where other people have been and up and about and what they've been doing. Just life just gets in the way. So this week it's been nice to sort of catch up and just sit there and relax and not have to think about anything else other than what I'm watching. So that was really cool. Right, I'm just pressing my little side seams in, and I'm going to do a stitch all the way around them. And I did say we were making 3 things, and I did mean what I said. Okay, and that will need a little stitch too. Okay, right, let's sew them up, because otherwise I'll forget to do it. Right, I'm gonna go my tiny little, oh no, come on, there. I'm gonna go straight stitch, I think. So yeah, I've had a really good week this week, sort of sitting and being inspired. And there's some videos. YouTube is such a big place for inspiration that I tend to get lost for many hours watching. You have just seen me do this, but unfortunately, sewing machine will be a sewing machine. come on. No. See if I can use the automatic threader. No. If you don't sew, then I can just hand sew, you know. There we go. Good girl. Oh, good night, sweetheart. Thank you for popping in. Right, I'm going to do straight stitch, I think, just to finish. I'm just going to go round the outside. Right, pinch this in. I'm going to cut this off, all the threads. Now I haven't purposely done this corner, but that's fine. And my pillow isn't exactly straight, but that's fine too. And I might, do you know what? I might only end up having to do 2 projects. I did want to do 3. Needless to say, I might do 2. Just make the 2 really special. All the way around, and I'm going to pick up on the comments now and see if anybody said anything about a challenge. Does anyone know of a challenge that's going on? There's our second pillow, when I would have done it properly. Just need to sew the top bit then. And I'm not bothered by these not being straight because they're only pin cushions and they're going to be stacked. And they're just a little something to put if this is going to the lovely Sue, of course. If Sue was sitting watching TV, then she's only got little things around her. Okay, so there's our 2. So because I wanted to sort of going to be stacked like that, so we need to turn the other inside out, and then we can decorate it. And I might just use some of my lace. Hiya, Susan, sweetheart. I didn't see you come in. What time are we on? Right, I'm going to pop on that one. See, didn't need any sort of sewing, just the top. So I'm going to roll this under like so, and I'm just going to sew on the top, and this will be the top cushion. The other ones needed sewing, of course, but this one doesn't. Oh goodness. Okay, so now we've got the fun of stacking them and decorating them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which ones I want for my top. I'll have that one for the top only because I needed sewing just on the top. That's quite this one, right? So I'm going to stack it. I'm going to have that as my middle. I'm going to stack it like some cushions would be. Like that. Right, so I'm going to decorate them now. And because I have, now did I leave? No, I didn't. Trust me not to do it. I've got some pink muslin that I dyed in the week with some watercolor, what they call them, watercolor shimmer glimmer mist effect. And I'm just going to pop some of this pink muslin in between. And let's see if I've got some other lace and bits and pieces. Oh, I do have some of this that Sarah gifted me as well. This is always nice to put between stuff. And I'm just going to pop that one no, I'm not. I'm going to get my basket down. Oh, and I've got some pink lace. Just going to get some pink lace. Oh, and I've got some of this as well. Now, I might use the purple one because I think the purple one would look a little bit better. Work a bit better, rather. And I've also got some of this lace. Let me see if I want any more. Like I say, right, let me move everything out my way. And I'm just going to pop the purple lace there. Take that out. I've got some white muslin around here somewhere. Bear in mind. Where's my big scissors gone? Have I gone loopy or what? Where's my big scissors gone? Oh my! Where's my big scissors gone? Did anybody see where I put my big scissors? Oh my word! Oh, it was in my basket. Right. Like I say, don't judge me. That's how I sort of keep my laces. Now, I've got some. Thank you, Dawn, sweetheart. Good night, Pauline. Thank you for coming in. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I can just see all the comments coming in. Thank you, sweetheart. Right, I've got some of this pink lace, and I just want to put it between. I don't want anything sort of big. What did I do with my pink lace? Got some of this that we used for the scissors holder. I'm just going to layer it between, and this is going to become a pin cushion once I've finished with it. Right, now what I'm going to do, because I've got those laces between, and because I've done the green little thread at the top, I want to make my little loop, because I want this to sort of have a little own hanger, if you know what I mean. So in case I want to hang it up, I'm going to pop that just like so in there. Right, now let me move that out of my way. Here's the hanger. Right, now I've got all that in place. Let me move all this out of my way. I'm going to take my small pins, or big pins even. It's surprising how thick it gets. And I'm just going to pop a couple of pins here, there and everywhere. And I'm now going to stitch. I'm going to come in about 1/4 inch. I'm not going to stitch right to the end because then that would leave the sort of, it become flat and I don't want it to. So I'm going to come in as much as I can and sew it. Now I've got my little loop in there as well. I'm going to pop it just there. Make sure that wait a minute, my thread wants to do its own thing. It has moved. There's one there. And I want to stitch a couple of stitches here. There, I have gone off, but that doesn't matter. Now my little hoop has come undone. And my stitches didn't go all the way through, which works better for me, not worse. And I'm going to hand stitch that, I think, because I don't think I'm going to get it with my machine. I'm going to make sure that's dead in the center. I'm going to do a couple of hand stitches. And then I've got, in this little thing that Sarah gave me, I love using beads. I just don't use them all the time. And then I look at them and I think, why haven't I used them? Is anybody else like that? Does anybody else hold their belongings? They look little stash goodies. I always do it. And I just think, why am I doing that when I can use them? So this is a little pin cushion. And I say little because it is little. It's not big, but it's not supposed to be big. It's just supposed to be something in front of the TV. Now I'm going to pick one of these. It's going to be hard. I have got a little dewdrop. I wanted to put them on. Let me see what else have I got. What else did she put in for me? Oh, that's pretty. Oh, now you're going to have to help me decide. Oh, right. So that's A, B. Let me see what else she put in. C. Just have a look what other things that she put in for me that I can use. That's the same. Or D. Right, these are your choices. You ready? Oh, right, so A. Let me bring you down. Ignore all the mess. Pretend none of the mess is anywhere near me. So A. B is the green one. And it would go with the ribbon actually. C. These are all buttons. Or D. What one do you think? It should go that way actually. That's D. There's your choices. So I'll do it again. Help me decide because I can't decide tonight. Don't ask me to decide. There's my needle on there. A, B, C, or D. What would you choose. Rianne says B. Ellen says A or B. Anybody else? I'll do it once more because I can't decide. This is why I'm giving you the choice. A, B, C, or D. Oh, everybody's saying B. Jan and Angie say B. Thank you, ladies. That's what we use. Little Sue says A or C. What do we have? 2 A's, 3 B's, and 1 C. Ooh, Sue. I'll use A. But I'll know what I'll use A on. I probably have got time to make my third little thing that I want to make. Right, let me attach. And like I say, this is just a small little pin cushion, but it's a bit of a... Oh, don't stop, please. I'm going to keep those buttons out, the ones that you all said to use, A and, what was it? C. I'll put that one back in my stash because I'll use that on my little surprise. I pull that to my thread, tie it off, and that's our second. Now, a third little thing I have a plan for, and it won't take us very long to make. And I've kept those buttons out because we will need them in a second. Okay, tie this off. And that off again. Put this. Right, so there's the pin cushion, and you can put little pins in. See? You've got the scissors holder. Now, with any of those little things, you need one more thing. And that is, where did I put my fabric? That is a little button case. That's why I left the buttons out. So I'm going to fold this in half. I'm not going to make it big at all because I want it to match those. And because I haven't made those big, then they can't be big. Now, Sue, sweetheart, I would send you a scissors to go with the scissors holder. However, the postman stops me, so I can't send you the scissors to go with the scissors holder. It's like I can't send I went to do it once. I didn't say it. But I didn't even say it at the post office, but the parcel came back to me, so I sort of don't do it anymore. Right, I'm going to fold this over with that green trim, which we're going to do, fold it over that way, sorry. I'm going to fold it over 1/4 inch, so about that much, and we're going to do straight stitch. No fancy stitching or anything like that at the minute. And keep going. I hit the end, come back, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. So it makes like a little drawstring. Well, you could use it for any old little bits and pieces, but personally me, with my very small collection of buttons, I would put buttons in it. You don't have to. Not necessary. Right, okay. So now we've done that, I want to put our buttons on. And the buttons you chose earlier are the buttons that we're going to put on. And these need cancelling because of the type of buttons they are. I just want to check that my needle goes all the way through before I begin to sew them. And then I'm going to put the bag together. So I'm going to push. Sort the bag out in a second. I want to sew the buttons on first. And you could sew more buttons on. It's totally up to you. You could even sew them. So I've just had an idea. Even though I'm sewing these on, actually I won't sew them on tight, because you could use the buttons after I've sewn them on. Just a thought. Just a thought. Okay, that's on your loose, so you can cut it off. I'm going to tie it on the back. Right now, doing as is told. And then I'm going to sew the other one on. Not before I sew any lace on, of course. She's very relaxing to watch and very encouraging. Oh, thank you, Ellen, sweetheart. I'm glad I'm relaxing you. I always think when you're watching someone, one just got to be like, sometimes I fall asleep watching everybody's videos, and that's not because you bore me, far from it. It's because you're relaxing me that much that I do fall asleep. I will say this. Right, I'm going to pop a little bit of just little things I've used tonight, so it can be used as part of a bit of a scrap bag then, so to speak. What other things did we use? Oh, we used some of this. So I'm going to grab the purple one. There. Is there anything else we used? I'm trying to think now. Oh, that lace. Okay. Let's go that way and then that way. Doesn't matter if it catches in the middle. And I'm going to sew the button complete. I'm going to go through all these layers and I'm going to sew the button in them. And then if I wanted to, I could do a couple of stitches each end if I wanted to. It's just like little things I've used on all the things that I've made. So I've made the scissors holder and these types of fat laces, the pin cushion, and this little drawstring bag will be next. So I'm going to pop this button on. This button you all chose. Oh, don't do this to me. Oh, good. I can see it. Oh, who said good night? Oh, good night, Jan. Thank you for coming in, sweetheart. I know you do. Oh, good night, Jan. Thank you for coming in, my darling. I do appreciate it, and thank you for all your lovely comments. Hello, Lorna, sweetheart. How are we this evening? Christine said night. Oh, thank you, Christine, for coming in, sweetheart. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Jan says, I'm still here. Okay, sweetheart. I do apologize. I thought you said good night. I do apologize. Right, I'm going to do a couple of more stitches now, hand stitching. I'm going to tie this on the back. See how I've just popped those two buttons on? And tie this on the back for me. That solves that problem. Right. Hello, Lorna. How are we this evening? Oh, Lorna, I got something to show you. I got something to show you. I'll have to message you later. I got something to show you. Right. Tie this back up. And I've done it right close to the fabric so that it doesn't come undone. And like I say, you can cut it off if you choose. So, sweetheart, you don't have to keep it there just because I've put it there. You can, of course, cut it down. Right. The actual string itself, I always put in last because it's just something and nothing really. Something that I can put in last. So I'm going to fold these two together now. Doesn't matter if I catch the laces. In fact, it'll help me more if I catch the laces on the edge. And I'm going to pin, I'm going to make sure that my edges line up the way they're supposed to. And then I'm going to do a straight stitch on the edge. I'm going to move that button over just while I'm doing the stitching. And I'm going to just sew up till there. So there to there. If I sew over the edge, then I'm not going to be able to put my string in to create a drawstring bag. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to make sure first. Right. Move this out the way. Right, straight stitch all the way down. And speed it up a little bit. Did go off, but never mind. Oh god. Right, take this pin out. Move my pins because I stab myself in the palm of my hand through my pins. Didn't that hurt? Okay. So we have now got a bag, of course, that we're going to turn inside out. But before I do that, if I snip these at an angle, it'll make it a lot easier to put my string in. Right, and then I'm going to take a needle, get my needle and thread, or my needle and ribbon ready first, and I'm going to create my drawstring bag. So turn it inside out, which I'm going to do. And I haven't put a lot on the front because when the bag gets pulled, this will get pulled anyway. So I'm not, a little bag for a little project. So I'm going to pop it through one end. I always like to do, when I'm making drawstring bags, I always like to do 2 pulls. What I mean by that is have a pull each end rather than just the one. That's just personal preference. You can have the one if you wanted to. Right, so you'll notice that I left it on the spool. Right, and then I'm going to pop it through the other end and cut that off. Making sure that I'm not catching any fabric. I'm just going through one end through to the other. There's my one end. I'm going to get the other side ready. Let me read some comments. It's my own fault. Oh, Lord, I'm stuck in bed with brain zaps and vertigo. Oh, sweetheart, that's never fun. Oh, bless you. I hope you feel better soon. Having vertigo is no fun at all. Well, at least you've got YouTube. But I'm guessing you can't watch that for very long with vertigo. Oh, darling. Right, and now, as you can see, I've got one end, right? There's a loop. There's no edges. So I'll pull it out that end, making sure I'm pulling the right one, which is this one. And I'm going to take it off the spool and I'm going to sew this edge through that, and then that way I'll have two pulls instead of one. Move them out the way. now I've got 2. You see what I mean by 2 poles? And then I can cut these down, or I can add whatever I want to add to them now, because now I've created myself 2 poles. And that'll give me my poles. I always like to cut mine down. I don't like to have them sort of long. And in case the ribbon gets lost, gets pulled too much, what I mean, or whatever, do a little knot on the edge of each one. That way it'll stop it going through the hole. And if you want to add a charm, you can add a charm. And in fact, I might do the last one. See what Sarah put in here. Oh, she put a little heart in, and add a charm. I love my little box that Sarah created me. I'm using it now all the time, and I think it's because it's only little. I like little things. Little tiny little things. So that is our 3 projects for tonight. That is our scissors holder with a bit of a dangle. I'm going to read the comments in a second. So, lovely little bag. Oh, thank you, Rian. I like the tiny things too. Thank you, Rian. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Lorna. Don't feel badly, Clid. Someday I'll learn, I'm sure. Oh, sweetheart. It's never fun not being well. Honestly, it's not fun at all. So I'll be counting you in my prayers tonight, because it's not funny to be unwell, and especially if you're stuck in bed. I'm just hoping I made you nut by being stuck in bed. So 3 little projects makes perfect little gift. A scissors holder with a bit of a dangle. It's a tiny little holder for tiny scissors. You can do a big one, of course you can, but I just wanted something small. If you were sitting in front of the TV, you don't want to be taking anything too big. So I've got a scissors holder, a pin cushion, the button we chose to go with our loop, which isn't sewn in. I'll sew that in off camera, and that will take 2 minutes for me to sew that in. I've got to remind myself to do it. Anyway, there's that, and then there's the tiny little bag, which when Sue receives it will have something little in. So I hope you enjoyed the 3 tiny little things. I should have redone the title really, and I think I might go back and do it. But yeah, I really do hope you enjoyed. And it just goes to show, I was like, oh, I'm in an hour in. Oh, shall I do it? This won't be so interesting. Shall I? And I was debated on whether to do a pin cushion. And then as the night gone on, I thought, no, let's do all 3. So I'm glad I did. And you definitely made my night. Thank you for all the lovely comments. I'm sorry if I didn't get around to you all, reading all the comments out. I hope I managed to read most of them out. Thank you for all the thumbs up and the much love that you always give me every week in, week out. I do appreciate it, and appreciate your time coming into the live. And I will love and leave you all now. And next time you'll see this, you'll see it on Sue's channel, which is Sue Crafty Beginner. She's in chat. Thank goodness she is, because I would have forgotten her channel name. That's bad, really. But I'm never good with names, so I know she forgives me. But next time you see all this, you'll see it on her channel. So thank you so much, everybody. Good night. God bless. And thank you, beautiful, lovely, stunning as always. Thank you, Sue. There she is, little Sue Crafty Beginner. So next time you see this, it'll be on her channel. So I hope you subscribe to each other, give each other love and support always. And I will see you next week. And I will love and leave you now. And I hope you have a lovely weekend and week. Good night. God bless. Bye, everybody. Bye.